Students in Lee County School District are returning to school, some face-to-face for the very first time this year. But students are returning just days after an entire classroom had to be quarantined. Our Christina Evans is live in Cape Coral this morning. So Christina, just how many students do we expect to head back to face-to-face learning in Lee County?
Yes, good morning, Amy. So the school district tells me that actually over 1,000 students will be returning to face-to-face learning this morning. And many of them, it's going to be their first time back in school buildings since the COVID-19 pandemic began in March. So the new group of students in classrooms are a result of parents switching their child from distance learning to in-person learning. And since schools reopened back in August, it's been a slow but steady process, allowing more students to come back to the building. And while the school system says that CDC guidelines like social distancing and mask wearing are strictly enforced, the district just quarantined its 8th full class of students at Edison Park Elementary on Thursday. I spoke with a mom this morning as she dropped her daughter off to school, who's also in elementary school, and she tells me how she keeps her child safe.
I think that my child's smart. I think that she knows kind of the ways to help protect herself because we've helped to educate her throughout this entire experience. So we make sure that she washes her hands, that she doesn't touch her face, that she does all the things that she's really supposed to try to keep healthy.
And the school district isn't releasing details right now as to how many parents, or teachers or students are exactly affected by this latest quarantine.
All right, good information, Christina. Thank you for that. I do want to ask you, some parents, as they are getting ready to send their kids back to school, might be nervous hearing that an entire classroom was quarantined. So what specifically is the criteria to shut down a classroom and make an entire class shift to distance learning in Lee County specifically?
Yeah, so it's a little bit different for the type of school that you're in. So for elementary schools, if 5% of the classroom, the teachers and the students within that same classroom test positive within a 10-day period, they're going to go ahead and quarantine the classroom. But for middle school and high school students, it's a lot more complicated because they have multiple class changes throughout the day. So that's kind of on a case-by-case basis.
All right, and so for some of those parents who have the kids at home quarantining right now, when can they actually go back into the school building? How long do they have to wait?
Well, Amy, it's going to be a minimum of a 10-day period. So there's a couple of things that have to happen before they allow those students back into the classroom with their teachers. So the first thing is going to be that they have to do a deep cleaning of the entire classroom. And then they also have to consult the Florida Health Department to do an investigation of the case and to see if it's actually safe for those students to return to the classroom.
All right, good information, Christina Evans. Thanks so much for that. And we will have all of that information on our website as well, fox4now.com.